Hello Normans, and welcome back to this week's Norman News at Home edition. I'm Alana Morgan. Stay tuned for news on Disney's Profits plunging and more in sports. Around the school in 30 minutes, this is the Norman News. Let's talk about something fun, something exciting, something happy. What could that be? Oh yeah, Disneyland. As I'm sure we all know and love the popular amusement park and are so excited to go once the happiest place on earth reopens. Considering that the park normally never closes and is open during the holidays, due to the coronavirus, Disney's profit ended up plunging by 91%. The closure of the 12 theme parks hit hard for the popular amusement park. It estimates that the impact of the coronavirus across all of its businesses was as much as $1.4 billion. However, some progress is being made as the Disneyland in Shanghai will reopen May 11th. Hopefully, they will be saying the same about us soon. Now to Jonah with some medical news.
Thanks, Alana. While the rest of the economy is tanking from the crippling impact of the coronavirus, business at the biggest technology companies are thriving. Amazon said it was hiring 100,000 workers to meet surging demand. Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook's chief executive officer, said traffic for video calling and messaging has exploded. Microsoft said the numbers using its software for online collaboration had climbed nearly 40% in a week. With people told to work from home and stay away from others, the pandemic has deepened reliance on services from technology's industry's biggest companies while accelerating trends that were already benefiting them. Now to Jackson with this week's sports.
Thanks, Jonah. ESPN's The Last Dance, a 10-part documentary on Michael Jordan and the Bulls, has been doing fairly well. However, not everyone is quite happy with it. In a recent interview with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker of Fox Sports Radio, Chris Hodges, a former Bulls guard, criticized Michael Jordan on how he portrays some of his former teammates. Hodges played with Jordan from 1988 to 1992. Hodges did not appreciate Jordan referring to the team as a cocaine circus when first drafted. Hodges was also bothered by Jordan calling Scottie Pippen selfish and blaming Horace Grant for leaking inside information to the media. Hodges was also particularly hurt by the fact that he wasn't interviewed. Hodges' thoughts might have painted a different picture of Jordan than what is normally portrayed. It will be interesting to see if other teammates say anything as the documentary continues to release. Now to Holden with more news.
Bryant documentary, Kobe said how he thinks of Michael Jordan as his big brother. Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant have always been close, but this documentary shows how Kobe really felt about him. This documentary revealed that they were not only fierce competitors, but also like family to one another. They were always friends, and at Kobe's memorial, Jordan revealed how close they were, along with all their funny phone calls and text messages. It looks like Kobe and Jordan have a bond that can never be broken no matter what, and let's all hope it stays like that forever.
This week we're going to be talking about the movie Contagion. This disease disaster movie is on everyone's lips right now. Steven Soderbergh's Contagion is best known for the terrifying death of Gwyneth Paltrow very early on in the movie, which makes us all realize that the fictional disease spreading across Earth is super serious. The movie is front-loaded with the dread before turning into a chilling sociological study of what everyday people would do during a pretty realistic-seeming pandemic. This movie is also available on Hulu. That's all for this week. Now grab some popcorn, sit back, relax, and stay tuned for this week's new movie trailer.
It was a groundbreaking ceremony for a new factory.
Did she mention seeing anyone who was sick? Anyone on a plane at the airport?
No, she said she was jet lagged.
The average person touches their face 3 to 5 times every waking minute. In between, we're touching doorknobs, water fountains, and each other.
Beth. Mom? No, go up to your room, honey.
So we have a virus with no treatment protocol and no vaccine at this time.
You had a seizure this morning, Beth.
Does she have a history of seizures
No.
allergies?
As of last night, there are 32 cases.
Unfortunately, she did die.
Right. So can I go talk to her?
Mr. Amoff, your wife is dead.
What are you talking about?
Okay.
What happened to her? What happened to her?
Is there any way someone could weaponize the bird flu? Is that what we're looking at?
Someone doesn't have to weaponize the bird flu. The birds are doing that.
Watch this. It's transmission, so we just need to know which direction.
On day one, there were 2 people, and then 4, and then 16. In 3 months, it's 1 billion. That's where we're headed.
They're calling out the National Guard. They're moving the president underground.
People will panic.
Get away!
It will tip over.
The truth is being kept from the world.
Cook your samples, destroy everything.
Hello. I need you to get me the names of everyone who serviced this room. It's an emergency.
You can't panic now.
I know.
I'm gonna get you home.
I got people too, Dr. Cheever. We all do.
Don't talk to anyone. Don't touch anyone. Stay away from other people.
Get back in your car! We're not sick!
It's figuring us out faster than we're figuring it out.
It's mutated.
Thanks, Kayla. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has said in an interview that there was a lot of evidence about how the virus emerged from the Wuhan laboratory, accusing China for it. In April, President Trump was asked whether lax safety protocols allowed the virus to escape. The president did not confirm the theory. Then last week, he was asked if he has seen enough evidence to give him confidence that the virus came from the lab. His response was, "Yes, I have," but did not go further into detail. The Chinese media then accused Mr. Pompeo of the absurd theories and twisted facts. They said first he hopes to help Trump win re-election this November. Second, Pompeo hates socialist China and in particular cannot accept China's rise. To this, experts said that it has received no data or specific evidence from the U.S. about the virus origins, but the World Health Organization said that they'll continue to examine whether the outbreak began via contact with infected animals or if it was the result of an accident at a laboratory. Now to Jacob with some more news.
Thanks, Akira. The coronavirus pandemic has seen an unprecedented slump in the demand for fossil fuels, but not for renewable energy. The fall in demand for energy will dwarf the impact of the 2008 financial crisis and result in a record annual decline of carbon emissions of almost 8%. The plunge in demand for nearly all major fossil fuels is staggering, especially for coal, oil, and gas. Only renewables are holding up against the fall in electrical use. It's still too early to determine the long-term impacts, but the energy industry that emerges from this crisis will be significantly different from the one that came before. Global demand for energy is expected to fall by around 6% in 2020. That's the equivalent of losing the entire energy demand of India. Nuclear power, which is another source of low-carbon energy, is also on track to drop 3% this year, from its all-time high it reached in 2019. As a result of these trends, mainly the declines in oil and coal use, global energy-related CO2 emissions are set to fall by almost 8% this year, reaching the lowest level since 10 years ago. This will be the largest decrease in emissions ever recorded, nearly 6 times larger than the previous record drop of 400 million tons in the 2019 year right after the financial crisis. Now to Phoebe with more news.
Beverly Hills joins other local communities looking for ways to celebrate their seniors during a difficult time. The PTSA is also organizing a Senior Door Day on May 13th in which families of high school seniors decorate their doors to honor the accomplishments of their graduating seniors. Families can honor their senior students by getting as creative as possible in decorating their door, honoring their child's accomplishments, said Senior Committee Chair Mandy Diner. For example, my daughter was on the tennis team, so I may hang her tennis uniform along with some signs. On April 29th, BHUSD Superintendent Dr. Michael Breggy released a video announcing plans for graduation after a month and a half of speculation. Originally, the high school had tentative plans not to make any changes to this June 3rd ceremony. Now seniors will have a 2-day virtual ceremony beginning on June 3rd. There will be a virtual senior sunset, a video graduation, and a diploma drive at the high school where seniors can receive their diplomas. In a live-streamed event, students will be given a time frame to drive through the school's parking garage wearing a cap and gown. Then they can stand 6 feet away from Principal Mark Mead to take a professional graduation photo.
Thanks, Phoebe. Scientists have discovered that the coronavirus is mutating, and there's a new strain that's more infectious than the original Wuhan strain. This new strain locks into the body more efficiently, dominating communities and pushing the other strains out. It's more contagious, but it's currently unknown whether or not it's more lethal. The new strain appeared in February in Europe, then migrated to the east coast of the United States. This new strain has become the dominant strain since the middle of March. Scientists are collaborating together around the world to try and better understand how this virus is more contagious and whether or not it's more lethal. But they want the world to understand there are multiple active strains, which may impact the development of an effective vaccine. Until there is an effective vaccine or treatment, please remember the 4 important steps. Wash your hands, social distance, do not take Aleve or Advil, and please wear a mask while in public. Now to Jonah with the weather.
Hello, my name is Jonah and I'm here to bring you this week's live KBEV weather forecast for the week of May 8th, 2020. For those of you who are wondering what the weather is like outside due to the coronavirus. This week, Los Angeles will continue to see sunny weathers with hot temperatures ranging from the high 70s to the mid 80s. Tomorrow, Saturday, brings warm temperatures with a high of 83 down to a low of 63. On Sunday, the last day of the week, we will mostly see sunny skies with temperatures at a high of 80 degrees. Starting us up with a new week later on, Monday, we will see a bit cooler temperatures at a high of 77 degrees and a low of 60 degrees. On Tuesday, there will be a high of 74 degrees Fahrenheit. And on Wednesday, we will see a high of 76 to keep things hot. Thank you so much for watching this week's live KBEV weather forecast. I'm Jonah Farman. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Jonah, and good afternoon, Normans. Experts are becoming concerned about the number of excess deaths being reported during the COVID-19 pandemic. Many of these non-COVID related deaths may be happening because people are delaying or avoiding healthcare appointments due to fears of contracting the virus. Experts still say that it's important to go for checkups and other appointments when and where they can. They note that many medical facilities outside of COVID-19 hotspots are less busy than usual. Make sure to stay safe and keep your social distance, Normans. Have a great week.
That's it for this week's Norman News. Hope everyone is staying safe. I'm Jonah Danesh, and we'll see you next week.